Hi and welcome, chart artist. Perhaps I'm the only one that still feels a little bit bearish, seeing all the bearish signs, specifically from a technical perspective as well. And this is not because I feel bearish, I want to be bearish, I want to have Bitcoin at better buying prices. It's purely based on what I see from a technical perspective, and the world on social media is absolutely bullish. We are going to $100,000, and although I'm not ruling out that we can go up from here and go and smash the 100,000 on top, today I just want to share some technical analysis from what I'm seeing, specifically on a bearish perspective, looking at the price of Bitcoin. Also, come and trade with me. Here down in the description you will see my favorite exchanges that I use on a daily basis. Bybit, where you get a 20% fee in reduction. Sign up right now to benefit from this deal. It's not going to last much longer. And Mexi, unbelievably low fees. It just puts more profits in your bag, that when you cash out in the profits, you don't see a portion of your profits going into fees. Right, Mexi, one of my favorite scalping exchanges, absolutely amazing. I love the interface. Also a $20,000 bonus for my community. Sign up right now to benefit from these amazing deals. You will not get these deals by signing up by yourself without using my links. Go down in the description, use my links to benefit from these amazing offers. Right, let's go and have a conversation about Bitcoin and what I'm seeing over there. Okay, looking at the price of Bitcoin over here, we are currently above the all-time highs, and for us to remain bullish, you really want to see us hold this level. Okay, we cannot ignore this fact that we broke through with some nice volume through this trend over here. Okay, we broke through, we smashed through the all-time highs, right? Currently consolidating above, which could give us that continuation to the upside. And I think that is why the market is looking so bullish, and that is why everyone is screaming for $100,000 Bitcoin, where we are just gonna take off from here. Okay, and this possibility is definitely on the cards. Okay, I'm not saying that we can't do that. What I want to share today is that I like to look at both sides of the coin. What if we do claim the high and we come smashing down here unexpectedly, catching all the bullish bulls by surprise? Okay, so just taking the scribble here out the way, let's dive into it. Is to say that, well, when I look at this structure, okay, let's just take it slow. When I look at this structure over here, this to me still looks like an A, B, C, okay, where it's a bigger corrective structure where you have an A and we are still busy completing the B wave, and we could find ourselves with a much deeper C wave here to the downside, making everyone extremely bearish again. It is just strange to me, or funny to me, that when I see red, on my case purple candles here to the downside, I just see everyone saying that we're going back to $25,000, we're going to go down to $10,000, and as soon as you've seen green candles to the upside, we're going to $100,000, we're going to $100,000. Okay, I am still in the camp for now, based on technical analysis, that this could still be a larger A, B, C, where you have, or even a larger WXY correction, okay, where you have a W, X, and we are going to complete the Y correction. And all a WXY basically means is that you have three waves, 1, 2, 3 inside of A or W, 1, 2, 3 inside of X or B, and we're going to have another 1, 2, 3 to complete C and Y here to the downside. Okay, right, so taking this into consideration, the one thing I want to highlight is where the problem lies and what concerns me, and what sort of gives me the confidence that this could be a larger ABC correction to the downside, making everyone extremely bullish over here where we are right now, only to find that dump to the downside where people are going to say we're going back to $10,000. Okay, right. What concerns me about this structure is this over here. Okay, and I think I have highlighted this during my YouTube update today. I just want to spend a little bit more time over here. Okay, for those of you not familiar with Elliott wave theory or corrective waves, let me just take you through what I'm seeing at the moment. Okay, the first thing you want to see for impulses to remain to the upside is your first wave has to be a 5-wave structure. And when I zoom in here onto even the 15 minutes, you know, and we can really go and delve into the candles over here, is that I do not see 5 waves to the upside. This to me looks 3-wavy. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Where's the 4th and the 5th wave? So when we came down here, I was expecting one more move up where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have a deeper ABC correction to the downside, which could have then told me, okay, it would have given me greater confirmation that this structure over here is then impulsive, and we are busy with a third wave here to the upside, giving me confidence that we can go to $100,000 from here. Okay, what's concerning for me is the fact that we have, it looks to me at the moment, 3 wavy. 1, 2, 3. And 3-wave structures is very common inside of corrective structures, okay, where you then have a 1, 2, 3, which is a okay, A, and then you have a correction to the downside, and a B wave can be a 5-wave structure. You could potentially argue this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, where you have wave B, right, and then this wave to the upside is wave C. Okay, so when I then zoom out, just to show you guys the structure that I am looking at, okay, and by all means, I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying this is what I'm currently watching at the moment, is to say that I do not see evidence that convinces me that we are going to $100,000 from here. Okay, the only real evidence that I do see is CVD is still counting in our favor that we are going to come and claim this high. CVD is not telling me that we are going to 100K. Right, let me explain over here. And I'm keeping this I'm keeping this video a little bit more conversational, and I'm just taking you through my thinking process over here, okay? And perhaps you see what I see, or you have completely different views. Please let me know down in the comments, and by all means, I will discuss with you. Right. So if this is a 3-wave structure, now what I'm seeing inside of here is an A, B, C. Okay, and a C wave is typically a 5-wave structure. Okay, so looking at the C wave over here, now I can start counting. Okay, well, perhaps I do see 5 impulsives to the upside, where we did have the most volume in wave 3. So what I'm kind of seeing over here now for the C wave to complete is 1, 2, 3, and I'm now waiting for the 4th wave to complete, and 5. Okay, so what I'm trying now to figure out is how high can B go, because B will end where 5 ends. Okay, one of the ways, and we're only speculating it here now, is to say that, well, I know some of the targets for a B wave or a C wave to the upside. So if this is an A, B, C, I can go and calculate more or less where I think this B wave is going to end up at. Right, and for that, what you would like to do is you take a fib expansion, A, B, C, so you take it from the bottom of A to the top of B, to the bottom of A, we just drag it across so we can see it nice and clearly. Right, and now it starts looking very interesting to me, is to say that, well, it's always difficult from an Elliott wave perspective to determine exactly where the B wave is going to end, because the B wave can have all the fib targets from the 382, 50%, 618, 786, even the 0.88, and it can also take the highs over here. So I'm trying to figure out where can this B wave end, okay? And I'm using this C wave as a clue, because I can calculate C wave targets, right, where this is an A, B, and I'm now waiting for the C wave to complete. Right, so from A to B to C, now I can see that I have the 1.236, the 1.382, and the 1.618 level over here. Okay, now this starts looking very interesting to me, because if we are now busy with the 4th wave, which can also be complete already, ideally I would like to see a 4th wave the same length as this wave, if not longer, from a consolidation perspective, and we can go and work out where the 4th wave can end. But before we get there now, is that I'm trying to figure out where can the 5th wave end, okay, which is also this C wave target. So maximum target for me from a C wave perspective is the 1.618 at $74,000, 401, and depending on which exchange you use to analyze, this price might look a little bit different. What I do like about us hitting the 1.618 is that we are going to claim all the liquidity above these highs, and there is massive liquidity above these highs. It's in the billions of dollars. Let me just go show you guys over here, if I can just swipe here properly. Right, so looking at liquidity over here, and I'm here on the monthly time frame, you can see a massive amount of liquidity here. So it kind of feels to me like, right, the logical thing for market makers to do is that if they are going to send price down lower so that they can fill their long-term spot bags to the upside, they want one more dip just to fill those bags that they didn't manage to fill. I would want to come and grab this liquidity to fill my short bags, send us down a little bit deeper, fill our long bags at the bottom, and then send price up. I think from a market psychology perspective, that will also be a nice little scenario to play out. Okay, So looking at the 1.618 level, that is in confluence with that beautiful liquidity that lies on top. But we also have to remember that the 1.236 is where we rejected right now, is also a C wave target, but I don't really see 5 waves in the structure as yet. So I'm still expecting a 4th wave, then perhaps a 5th wave, or the 5th wave can already be in. But what I'm kind of looking at right now at the moment is that we make a 4th wave, and then inside of this zone, we could reject or complete the 5th and final wave of the C wave structure over here, for then a massive dump to the downside. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I just want to paint this bearish scenario that if it happens, we are not surprised. Okay, is we claim the liquidity above these highs, and just want to take the scribble here out the way quickly. Right. What I do like about the 1.618 level is that it's not to say that you just move up, you tap it and you fall down. Okay, there's often what happens is that you have these wicks up and down, up and down, up and down. You're almost forming that Bart Simpson kind of vibe on top there, and then you get acceptance back below the 618 level, showing the weakness, unable to break through. You have closing candles below the 618, and you perhaps have wicks to the upside on the 8-hour and 4-hour time frame, signaling that momentum that we could come back down below the all-time high, and we can now go and work out where this C wave can go and end if this scenario does play out. For me, to switch bullish and disregard what I'm seeing here and the problems with the structure that I'm picking up here, is that I would like for us to closing candles above the 1.618, where we break through with massive amounts of high green volume, and we fail to have closing candles below the 618, signaling that we are building up strength for explosive moves to the upside. That will change my mindset. Okay, I don't mind being a little bit late for the party. I will enter late, and I want a confirmation buy in terms of whether we're moving up or whether we are rejecting for further continuation to the downside. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Right, now that we've worked out, okay, these are the possible targets for a rejection zone from a C wave perspective. Okay, make sure that you have these levels marked out, because we could definitely SFP from one of these levels and even turn around over here and fall down without even claiming the 1.618, because the 1.382 is also a common C wave target. So it could be that there's lots of smart money lying on top, shorting the market, expecting us to come back down further. So I'm not saying that it's a guarantee that we are going to claim the liquidity above these highs. We can turn around inside of this zone at any point. Okay, now the last thing I want to share with you guys is, right, you're looking at the structure. Let's go on to the 4-hour. Now that I know more or less, okay, if the structure is going to play out, where the B wave is going to end, I can now go work out, well, where potentially can the C wave end? And that is also, just take this fib here out the way. Right, you take your fib expansion, and now we're going A, B, C, and we can go work out the C wave target. And the C wave is usually a 5-wave structure to the downside. It can also be a 3-wave structure. Right, from the top of the wave to A, to B, and this is the current pivot that we have, but I'm now speculating that we are still need to complete the 5th wave here to the upside, making everyone extremely bullish, only to have that little dump to the downside. So that 618 level is round about this area over here. Okay, and we can obviously go and place this pivot when the price momentum gives us the candle to place it above. But for now, I'm speculating to say that, well, if we are busy with a 5th wave here to the upside, and we are going to hit that 1.618 target, again, C wave targets, 1-to-1 ratio, 1.236. We can also have a 1-to-1 ratio, but it kind of feels like if you're going to come back down this low, you want to grab the liquidity below these lows as well to fill your long bags for momentum to the upside. So the first target I would consider over here is the 1.236, which is at $50,000, 788. Okay, next target I would consider is around about $56,000, 908, and also a maximum C wave target of $53,000, 868. Okay, when I now just take the scribble out the way and zoom out a little bit further onto the 8-hour, you can see, right, just looking at the structure over here, you can see when I track this momentum here to the upside, where I connect these two lows, if this scenario had to play out where we grab the liquidity above the highs, we come back down to form a C wave, we are still bouncing on the trend, which means that the market bullish structure is still intact. We are still going to potentially bounce and find massive strength here to the upside to then go and claim the $100,000 level that everyone is eyeing. Right. Even at the 1.618, we lose the trend, making everyone extremely bearish. Hit the 1.618 level here at $53,800 and then get acceptance back above the trend for momentum to the upside. Okay, so these are the areas that I am watching if we do find weakness above, failing to hold the highs, okay, and an SFP to the downside. These are the areas that I'm watching. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to always keep Elliott wave theory as simple as I possibly can, so I hope what I'm explaining here makes sense. Please go and add these levels to your charts as well. Let's see what happens. And as traders, I mean, we cannot always predict exactly where the market is going because it might just surprise us, like I said, and these are starting to form impulses here to the upside, and we don't get this correction over here. But from what I'm seeing over here, legends, chart artists, it's not convincing for me that we are going to claim and hold this high. And for me, like I said, to turn bullish, I want to see us hold this high. If we do break through, hold it for continuation to the upside. Until then, I'm still seeing a little bit of bearish signs over here. Right, that is basically it from my side at the moment. I hope I didn't come with depressing news. I just want to look at both sides of the coin, you know. I've shown you the levels where I want us to stay bullish, and I've shown you the levels where we could potentially even bounce if we do find bearish momentum to the downside. And for those of you that want to trade with Mexi with me with the lowest fees, go check out this video where I show you exactly how to use Mexi from a spot perspective, derivatives or futures perspective. Go check it out right now. Till the next one, cheers for now.